What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I have a 2015 Honda Civic with only 27,000 miles that I bought for only $3,700 at a local salvage auto auction. I like to buy cars from there because I can find the best deals and get them repaired very cheaply. In this video I want to get the car done completely and I'll do a full price breakdown to see how much everything costs and show you guys. In the past, you've seen me rebuild an Audi S5 on my channel, which also had really low miles with only 31,000 miles. That car had a lot of damage on the front end, but this time I bought a car with some rear end damage. So it's gonna need a lot less parts to repair. So we're gonna do a thorough walk around of it and we'll take a look at that damage. Starting at the front, we see that the front bumper is off. I did not expect it to be off like this when I bought it at the auction. When I received the car, it was off, but in the pictures, the bumper was on the car. Underneath the bumper, there's no damage, so it looks like it was just ripped off. Moving on to the side, we see no more damage. So really quickly, we'll check out the damage in the back, and after that, we will cut to my first impression when the car just got delivered straight off the auction. The major damage occurred to the driver's side quarter panel. The good thing about this damage though is the frame is perfectly fine and it was not touched. The reinforcement bar is perfectly straight and the frame has not moved. This is one of the best damages to total out a car because from a damage like this, we can tell that the front end is intact, has no damage, so mechanically it will be perfect. We also see that the suspension is fine, has no suspension damage. The wheel is perfectly straight, has no issues there. We just see a little bit of this sheet metal buckled in right here, and the majority of it is hit here in the bottom. Not an issue though. I'm gonna get this thing to the frame machine very soon, so we'll get this thing sorted out very quickly. After that's done, I'm gonna have to get this thing bonded up and painted to match the rest of the car. The front was mint in all the pictures. Moving on to this side, we don't see any more damage. Everything here is ideal. Nothing here was damaged at all. Next, we're gonna check out the interior and pop the hood and see what we got going on underneath there. On the inside, as with any salvage car, you wanna check for airbags that are deployed, and we don't see any airbag light once we start the car up. Yep, no airbag fault, so all the airbags are intact. So that's a really good point in this car. As we see on the dashboard here, only 27,000 miles on the car. So for $3,700, this is an excellent deal. Otherwise, on the interior, there's no rips. Everything is good. Everything looks good. No rust. We'll check the oil in just 1 minute. No surprises under the hood. So let's check the oil really quick. Perfect level, and it's really clean. So that's good. Obviously, no damage in the front. Just the bumper that got ripped off, unfortunately. Now let's go ahead, pop the trunk and see what we have in there. Let's check the rear really quick. Oh, this is from the trunk probably. Yeah. Not bad at all. Everything looks good there. We see some foam pieces like for the reinforcement. And wow, I can't believe this taillight survived. So that saves me about $85 because that's how much one of these taillights go for. That's awesome. That's really cool that this thing was saved in the accident. Some sort of bag here, spare tire. Oh, this insert that goes in the quarter, a scraper for this winter, so that's good. Now let's get a real good look at the damage. I like that this gap isn't affected much. Let's see how these gaps are once we close the trunk. The trunk closes fine. This gap looks a little bit bigger, but that's maybe because the trunk moved over just a little bit. This gap is not bad at all. So this repair seems pretty straightforward to me. We haven't found any damage that we weren't expecting here. We'll just have to get a rear bumper cover. We already had the taillight. So essentially, we're just looking at 2 replacement parts for this car to be completely finished. Once it's fully done, I'll go through a full price breakdown of it. After fees, I'll pop the fees up for you. Quick breakdown of what I paid, totaling $4,300 and some change. My budget for this build is under $5,500 fully done. We'll see how close we can get to that. I want to see your guesses in the comments to how much you think this entire rebuild will cost. And if you think that was a good deal, let me know down below. So now that we have a thorough walk around of the car, the next step will be ordering these parts, such as the rear bumper cover, and getting this thing over to a frame shop. After that is done, we'll get it to a painter and have the bumper and quarter panel repainted. Those 2 parts will be repainted, and after that, taillight will pop in and the whole rebuild should be done at that point. Under the hood, everything looks good, except we see that this plastic piece off of the grill was left on because it broke off. It's actually attached by these clips here. So I'm probably gonna have to get another grill if I cannot get that glued back on. Otherwise, the bumper is definitely worth keeping. I'm also sure that the headlights are good. They just got some salt on it because it's winter here now, so during transport, there must have been a lot of salt flying around and they just covered the headlights. Other than that, the headlights are good. It's got a 4-cylinder motor runs fine. I checked the oil, everything is good. The oil is very clean. I have checked the level already previously. The level is good, so everything is good on that end. All around though, the car is mechanically sound, is absolutely perfect with only 27,000 miles on it. This thing's practically brand new, and to get it for $3,700 was an absolute steal. Once we close the hood, let's move on to the passenger side of the car. This is the side of the car that has no damage at all. This side is perfectly intact. Everything is good. The paint has no scratches. I really like this color actually. So everything is in very good shape here. Quarter panel here is mint. The taillight also is good. We see that the gaps are all good. Moving on, we see that the doors are perfectly fine. Even this gap isn't that bad. That will close up as this is pulled out as well. Tires are like new. Other than that, everything else is perfect. So I'm just gonna have to work on getting this bumper on. As far as replacement parts for the back, so I have to get a taillight and a rear bumper cover. I have already purchased the bumper cover. I bought the entire assembly with the same paint code, so it'll be a perfect match to the car. This came with the reflective bumper inserts, the entire bumper cover with the same paint code, the reinforcement bar, which I don't even need, but it's good to have anyways, and also the brackets. One of these brackets is going to be useful because it has broke right here, so we'll have to get that on there to align up perfectly. So this entire rear bumper assembly has ran me $175, which I think is an absolute steal considering the new year of the car and the fact that I don't have to get it painted and I just have to put it on and that's it. Let's go put it up against the car so we can see how it matches the paint. I just hung the bumper up against the car and we can see that the paint color of the bumper and the car is a perfect match, so I will not have to be painting this bumper. So I'm very happy I was able to find a really good deal on the rear bumper cover. This car has very little damage, so I'll have the entire car repaired in this video. The 2015 Honda Civic has a pretty nice interface. The interior of this car is really nice. This is of course one of the main reasons why I bought this car, that really low mileage, only 27,000 miles on it. It's practically a new car. Of course there's no navigation on this one since it is the LX model. Nothing out of the ordinary here. All the airbags are intact, nothing unexpected in here. The seats are all good. They have a little bit of dirt on them, but that's fine. No rips in the seats. Some sort of tag from service. That's always good to see in a car. It means that the owner took care of it. And here we see a bunch of pennies and some sort of necklace in there. Also comes with auxiliary port. Really cool. Really good feature. Oh wow, in the glove box we have some sort of pocket watch. Wonder if this thing has any value to it. Oh, there's my answer. Made in China. Probably cost like $1. Also some earrings in here as well. Has some sort of USB port here. Pretty cool if you want to charge like a GoPro or anything like that. Pretty cool feature. Otherwise, pretty simplistic interior. Has the economy button, which is really cool. This car gets about 42 miles a gallon on the highway and low 30s in the city, which is a big reason why a lot of people get this car. This is awesome actually. This comes with the weathered floor mats from the dealer, which is awesome. Yep, the front has those as well. Really nice car, just needs a cleaning and otherwise it's perfect. Really happy with this purchase here. So now that we went around the exterior, the interior of the car, now that we checked everything out, the next process in this rebuild is getting it to the frame shop and getting it repaired. While we're waiting for the transporter to come and bring this into the frame shop, let's head inside the garage and see what other rebuilds we have here. Here in the garage we have two examples of other very cheap cars that were bought from the Salvage Auto Auction. These are owned by John Stacks, another YouTuber. This car he only got for $11,100. This is a 2017 Audi S5 with only 17,000 miles. This car retails for over $40,000, so he got an absolutely amazing deal on it. Only needs a few major part replacements and a little bit of framework. Other than that, this thing is absolutely amazing. Only 17,000 miles on it and it has a manual transmission. So he is going to be rebuilding this entire car on his channel. So I definitely recommend checking out those videos if you're interested in this. He also made a video on this Honda Accord that he got very cheap. This has very low miles and had very minor damage to just these two doors that were replaced. And now the car is fully complete. Definitely one of my favorite videos of his, so definitely check that one out as well. All right, guys. Alright guys, I just got the car back from frame, so let's take a look at the quarter panel and see how it came out. The quarter came out absolutely perfect. All it needs is a little bit of body filler to close up these wrinkles. Otherwise, the shape is all there, just like the other side. Everything perfect. The bumper color matches exactly, so that's awesome. The gaps on the trunk are also matching perfectly. The original taillight has fit in absolutely perfect as well. Everything came out awesome. So the next step from here is to get some Bondo laid on it, which is body filler, and then after that just get it painted, and the car should pretty much be all set. So now I'm gonna go ahead and drop it off for paint, and we'll pick up from right after there. The car should be pretty much done. Alrighty guys, so we are back. The car is done being painted and it looks absolutely perfect. While it was getting painted, I actually ended up buying another car. This is a 2008 BMW 335. I'll give you guys a really quick sneak peek into what it is. Really low mileage, amazing car. Can't wait to go over that one and get this thing fixed. But before we start that one, we have to finish this car completely, and then we can go ahead and start working on that. So let's check out the paint job. The paint matches very well with the bumper that I got from the junkyard. Also, the paint matches pretty good to the door. It's not a 100% perfect match, but it's good enough. So once we take a look all the way around, we see all the gaps are absolutely perfect. Everything lines up great. Essentially, you cannot see the difference between these two quarters. They look the same. Everything came out amazing. It's hard to believe that this quarter panel once looked like this. Amazing job on this car. So if you guys are interested in seeing me fix up this car as well, a lot of this car's work will be done on my own, so make sure to subscribe to see what's up with that one. I will be making a video on it very soon. So I'm very happy that the paint that we used matched up very good. The paint code was a perfect match. This is modern steel metallic diamonds paint. Very happy with how this came out. As for right now, let's go ahead and take this thing on a test drive and see how it runs. Let's throw it into economy mode. I don't want to waste any gas. We see that backup camera, very nice, of course. Pop it into drive and let's go. So far so good. Steering wheel is straight. I will get an alignment anyways just to make sure it is perfect, but the car does run absolutely perfect. Let's go ahead and turn it around here. Now we're gonna floor it and see how it drives then. It's a Civic, so of course it doesn't pull very hard. Runs very nice, no complaints, nothing out of the ordinary. Very happy with how it came out. To begin with, I didn't have any concerns as far as suspension. The suspension wasn't touched at all, but I will get an alignment just to be sure 100% that everything is absolutely perfect. Essentially, this car is done. What we're gonna do now to finish it off 100%, we're gonna have to install the fender liner and the plastic cover underneath the bumper. Also, we have to figure out this issue with the front bumper cover. It is scratched up. In the pictures, it was perfect, but this is how it came from the auction. The bumper was ripped off and scratched up, so I'm not sure what the issue is with that. The bumper will need some sort of reconditioning, if not repainting, that's for sure. I'm not sure if this stuff will just buff out and if these plastics can be just put in normally. I'll have to look a little bit more into that. But yeah, the car's pretty much done for the most part. All the heavy work has been done. We see a little crack on the bottom of the tail light. Not very bad, but I'm still gonna get another one just to make sure everything is perfect. I don't cut any corners. When I get a car done, I want to make sure it is absolutely perfect. So as far as the budget on this car, let's do a quick breakdown. I definitely think when coming really close, if not falling within my $5,500 budget on this car. So now that the car is pretty much completely done, I want to protect the paint by applying a ceramic coating to the car. The ceramic coating that I will be using is Avalon King. This is the armor shield that they sell. So I will be applying this to the car. So this thing has a lot of amazing benefits to protect the paint, and also, so let's go ahead, take everything out from the package. So this is supposed to not only protect the paint, but prevent the car from getting dirty as fast as it normally would. So things like dirt and grime and things like that wouldn't even stick to the car. Most of the time they would just come right off. So we're gonna go ahead and apply this. Because it is very cold today, I'm only gonna apply it on one door because it takes a little while to cure. What is the temperature outside?
It's 32 degrees outside.
So it's only 32 degrees out. So it's gonna take a little while to cure. So I will not do the entire car in this video. I will only do one door and compare it to the other door as how much it protects the paint. So before I go ahead and apply it, I'm gonna do a really good cleaning of this door, and then I'm gonna go ahead and apply the ceramic coating and test out how well it performs. After that, once the weather warms up a little bit, I will coat the entire car and give you guys a review on that. And if you guys like the results, you will be able to buy your own kit using a link in my description. By using the link in my description to buy this, you'll be able to get a really good deal on it. So let's go ahead and clean the door and get started. So the first thing I did was clean the door. I also used clay bar to take off any additional dirt that the water didn't take off. So the door is now very clean and is ready for the ceramic coating to be applied, because the ceramic coating is like an additional layer on the paint. So for that reason, you have to make sure that the paint is very clean, and then you go ahead and begin the application process. So at first I was a little nervous about how it would be to apply this stuff, because I thought that you don't have much time. But after watching a video on the Avalon King website, they show that the process is very, very simple. So from the quick tutorial video, you have to take this soft part of the applicator sponge and put it on this cloth, put it like that. And then once you put the ceramic coating on here, you go side to side like this. That sort of motion, and once you do one layer like that, you go up and down like that as well. Like a second pass to make sure you get good coverage on the car. After that, depending on how cold it is, depending on the temperature outside, right now since it's very cold, it will take a little while for it to cure. I'm thinking about 10 minutes, but usually it takes about 2 to 5 minutes for it to be ready to wipe off. So I'll have it sit on here for about 10 minutes, and once that's done, I'll go ahead, get a cloth to wipe it off, and then we'll go ahead and test it out. So let's go ahead, open this up. It's very simple to apply from what I've seen online, as opposed to what I first thought. And then you just have to dampen the entire surface here. Make sure it's nice and soaked. Now, you can go ahead and start applying it. Alright, so now that we've done the 2 passes, we're gonna go ahead and wait about, I would say, 7 minutes. So at about 5:16, we're gonna go ahead and wipe down whatever is left and did not solidify. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try throwing some yogurt on the ceramic coated door and the non-ceramic coated door and see what the difference is between those two. Then I'm gonna go ahead and mix a little bit of water with some dirt, and then we're gonna throw that on as well to make like some mud. Simulate a situation where you're driving through mud and it splashes in the car to see how it would resist getting the car dirty. We can see that this side, it slides much easier on it because it's a lot smoother of a surface as opposed to this one. You see a lot more here and it's taking longer to slide down than this side. So because of the smooth finish that it creates, that comes off much easier. So now we're gonna go ahead and try throwing some mud on it. So after throwing some mud on it, we can see that this one slid off completely. But on this side, we see that it's much more sticky to the door and it still stays stuck on there. So the ceramic coating definitely helped it slide off because of its smooth finish once again. But the real test is seeing how easily the stuff will come off now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just throw some water on it and see how it comes off on both doors. Just by throwing a little bit of water on it, we can see most of it already came off, as opposed to this side still has a lot of dirt and everything on there. So if this much came off with just by splashing a little bit of water on it, it's gonna come off much easier if you put a cloth to it or anything like that. Another thing we noticed is how the water just beads right off this door, as opposed to this one. We see it stays on, but the water just beads right off of this door, falls all the way down. It's not sticking to it because it's a smooth surface. You see it beating all the way down. Really cool how that happens. The water does not stay on. I'll get a better example of that with the water bottle. The door, the water beads right off, falls right off. But on this door, it stays on there much longer. So the ceramic coated side is definitely easier to clean. It feels like, the best way to describe it, it's as if the mud wasn't even stuck onto the car. It just came off like there was a protective layer between the car and the mud itself. So that was really cool. The water beat it off actually much easier than this side. So it's definitely like a protective layer in between the car and the external environment. So that's really cool. And you could definitely tell when you're cleaning it off. It comes off much easier, meaning the car will be a lot harder to get dirty and a lot easier to get clean. So that's a really big benefit of this stuff. So if you guys are interested in getting this stuff for yourself, you can definitely check out the link in my description. There you can get a lot more information on it, how it works, what it protects from exactly, a lot more information on it for things like that. Also, they're gonna give you a really good deal. I definitely like it. I'm gonna be doing it to the entire car, but I have to wait for the weather to warm up a little bit. It's way too cold to coat the entire car for it to be perfect. The weather right now is not ideal for it. That's why I have to wait a little bit longer to coat the entire car. But then the car is gonna have a really nice shine that I'm really looking forward to. That's gonna make the car look perfect. But on that note, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. So if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like. If you have any questions, any comments, leave everything in the comment section below. I respond to everyone. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely had fun rebuilding this car. Let me know what you guys think about that price. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.